What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Existential Stoic Podcast, Quick Fix 21. Do the hustle.
Woo!
Today we're talking about hustle, working hard. I remember a time when anybody said hustle, and that's what came to mind. But nowadays, it's like Gary Vaynerchuk, like you're not working hard enough. You don't want it.
Yeah, right. It was even probably before our time, but then led over to our time.
Yeah. It was before Uber was around, before people had their side hustles.
Which just meant working for terrible money and no pay.
Exactly. Yeah. So, so today we're
basically.
today we're talking about hustling, working hard, and a quick fix, short little episode, 10 minutes. You can take the time, share it with us, and learn 3 helpful, handy hints for hustling, aka working hard. And actually, this week is going to be special because Danny and I both have 2 good and 1 bad thing about hustling. So we get to share that. I'm Randy, by the way. This is my buddy Danny. Hey, Danny.
What's up, Randy?
All right. So since I'm guiding this exploration into doing the hustle, I will start. And my first thing that I have is you just need to throw enough stuff against the wall. Like in the most successful venture that I have so far, I'm not able to do it because I knew that I was going to be doing that. It was just something where I just started throwing stuff against the wall, and eventually something stuck. Like I had my full-time job where I was working 60 hours a week, and then on top of that, I was doing real estate investing. I was building SEO companies. I was looking at internet marketing. I was doing all types of other stuff. And then all of a sudden, this one other thing just happened to stick. And that was it.
You know, you mentioned that to me before, and I always like that one because when you're doing that too, you're developing all these other skills and all these other tools that you can then use later anyway. So you never really are harmed by it. And it's just taking chances. And I think the more you do it, the more comfortable you become doing it, right? And then it just gets easier and easier to throw stuff out there and keep trying.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think that's a really good one.
And also, like, I go to a whole bunch of these meetings where everybody's like, follow your dream, quit your job, and then start doing it. And I was like, that's the worst advice ever for 2 reasons. First off, you need that job to give you the fire and the motivation to go pursue this side hustle. And 2, where's your support going to come from? Like if you don't have that income coming in, you should be doing your side hustle until it replaces your current daily income. So that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, so you don't lose your safety net entirely and pull the rug right out from under you. That's a good idea.
And not only that, like not everybody's meant to be this entrepreneur hustler.
No.
Okay. You might find out that you quit your job and then you're bored as a mofo at home. So that's my number one. Actually, we're taking all the time doing that, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. It's like almost 5 minutes. That's good. No, it actually leads into mine nicely because my first one is, the thing I never liked about the concept of hustling is I feel like a lot of times people, it's really, we overextend ourselves. And I think overextending ourselves is terrible. If we're talking about like working harder, I think that overextension of self, that idea that you got to keep going, keep doing this. It's like, well, if you have 10 side hustles and your full-time job, you're not living life either. And I think that is missing the point entirely. So I think that's what my first one's negative. I think that's a caveat against sort of this hustle mentality because I think it needs to be smart and directed.
Yeah, that's a great point because everybody's like, oh yeah, I'm doing 12 things. And it's like, are you though?
Do they matter?
Yeah. So next one for working hard. So I think that hard work is essential. Like my grandfather, he was a very smart guy, and he told me very early on, you need to work hard, but you also need to work smart because everybody is working hard. Not everybody's working smart. And then but my actually second tip is that I know that's the preface to this. My second tip is that hard work is necessary because the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary.
Oh, nice. I like that one. Yeah. I like that. That is good. It's funny because I like how you did the whole story and showed your age first. That had nothing really, sort of had something to do with it, but not quite. That was good. No, that's a good one. I think, and also the point too of working smarter. And it actually, that goes really nice in my second one too, because we need to plan and strategize. I think you need to know what you want. And to your first point too, you were talking about, throwing stuff against the wall, doing all these different things. I think when you plan and strategize, you build skills. And I think that's crucial because you figure out also what you want to do. And it's really about making that hard work, smart work at the same time. I think that's crucial to actually make this work and make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So that's your second one?
Yeah.
All right. So then my third one, this is my critique of the hustle.
Nice.
My critique of the hustle is the same critique that they eventually discovered about multitasking. It doesn't work. It actually it actually takes you longer to complete the things by multitasking than it would if you did them sequentially, because every time you break from one task to another, you not only lose time there, but it takes your brain time to adjust. So I have the same thing to say about multitasking or about hustling, is that if you're focused on having so many hustles, you're so shallow and superficial in where you're going that you don't have the time to go deep to actually become good at something.
Yeah, I like that. Instead of doing like a few things really well, you're doing a bunch of things really poorly and never really actually getting anywhere with it or spending time on it to see if you even like it. And I think that's a great one. Or you're just so busy you don't even know what you're really doing. It's like you're just spinning your wheels, right? Mm-hmm. That goes nicely to my third one too. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was just gonna add that like it also can be like some people keep on hustling because they don't want to be uncomfortable with being bad at something. They do it, they're not good immediately, and then they move on. Like that's me to a T. But if you want to be good at something, you have to be willing to be bad at it first.
You have to stick with it. And it goes really that whole point goes nicely to my last one, which was prioritize. I think hustling and hard work, we have to focus on the right thing at the right time. It's got to be focused work and smart work to get anywhere. So that led into it perfectly, because I think that's true. Like if we just run around doing a bunch of things, you're right, that's a great way to distract ourselves, pretend like we're doing stuff, but not really get anywhere and not really commit to anything. So I think hard work is really committed work. It's focused work. It's, actually trying to complete a project, do it, and being willing to stick with it through the difficult moments till you get better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. I think that actually worked out a lot better than we thought it was going to.
Yeah, it actually did in a weird way.
Yeah,
that was good advice.
I mean, hustle can be important if you do it intelligently and if you prioritize and kind of work towards it. It seems like it can work, and then everybody can do the hustle.
Yeah, and I think everybody was supposed to be able to do the hustle. I think that's the main problem too with a lot of these trendy things, is like they're not, what you hear about them is very superficial, and it's never really like you're not thinking it through enough to really get to like where it's actually worthwhile and helping you, rather than just kind of making you feel better in the moment,
And I also think that the idea of hustling comes from these entrepreneur people who don't know how not to hustle. Like that's also an important thing to notice, is that these guys don't have an off switch. They can't sit still. They can't go to an island and relax. So like trying to emulate them isn't going to get you anywhere. You need to be yourself.
I like that. It's a good place to end then, right?
Yeah. So that is it for Quick Fix 21 of the Existential Stoic Podcast. Thank you all so much for joining us, for listening, for watching. Check us out on YouTube, also on podcasts. Like, share, subscribe. I'm Randy. That's my buddy Danny. Bye, Danny.
Later, Randy.